Respected friends, thanks and congratulations for relentlessly applying yourselves for the study of Shastras by attending these our Upanishadic classes. May it only move further, go ahead, grow more and more only by adding to it our subsequent sadhanas also of Swadhyaya, Manana, Chintana, Dhyana, and not stopping anywhere till we get the Anubhuti and get established in the Anubhuti. Welcome all for our seven sadhanas, Mangalacharana Shloka, Guru Parampara Shlokas, Sankalpa for our Adhyatmika Sadhana Pragati, Sankalpa for Sanatana Dharma, Samrakshana Abhivruddhi, Sankalpa for Vishwa Adhyatmika Pragati, then our Upanishadic Mantra Adhyanam, Upanishad Adhyanam, Upanishad Mantra Parayanam, Upanishad Adhyanam, then our Veda Parayanam, Mantra Dhyanam, and our common sense thought. Yes, remember once more the Parabrahma Ishvara Jagannatha, Devata Gana, Guru Gana, Shastra Gana Krupavi, fully intensely on us, which is so very required for us to grow in this path. By their grace, with our conscious efforts, may we really understand the need of opening up, blossoming our Vyaktitva personality in all its layers, and may we surely achieve that fully blossomed Vyaktitva so that we are living life fully well for our exclusive spiritual evolution as well as serving the world exclusively spiritual. Yes, now in the Upanishad which we are studying, Chandogya, Prathamodhyaya, Prathamah Khandaha, Udgeetha Vidya, Udgeetha Mahima, Udgeetha Upavyakyanam. Exhaustively with the help of Bhashya, we tried to study in the class. But how much we remember of what we have studied depends on only on the homework which we have done. And what are the benefits of this Upanishadic Adhyanam depend on how much of the sadhana we have done as per the knowledge which we have gained. These things of doing homework for thorough understanding and doing the due sadhana for the result have no proxy, no alternative. May we be clear in these understandings and encash, make hay while sun shines brightly. Encash these opportunities by fully engrossing in all these required steps. The 10th mantra also we have thoroughly studied. Just last few lines are left to be studied with Bhashyam. We'll conclude that today and browse through the entire Khanda for a couple of minutes. Then we enter into the Adhyanam of Dvitiya Khanda of this Pratamaha Adhyaya. Once again, respectful welcomes to you all, dear friends. Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलं स्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ॐ सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ विदितानमया विशदैककला न च किञ्चन काञ्चनमस्ति गुरो द्रुतमेव विदेहि कृपां सहजां भव शङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ॐ परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मभक्तियोगधर्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। छान्दोग्योपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः। We have done the Namaskara mantras. Now Sankalpa. Om Ata Sankalpaha Tesham Sarvesham Krupa Anugrahena Upanishadukta Brahmatmaikya Bodhena Asmin Kshane Eva Moksha Kaivalya Praptyartham Shruti Smriti Purane Itihasa Santavangmayokta Sadhya Sadhananubhava Siddhyartham तत्रोक्तऋषिमुनिगुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभवप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मिकप्रगत्यर्थं धर्मसंस्थापकानां नित्यनिरन्तरदिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिमन्दिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरन्तरशास्त्राध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठा अवाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्मसाफल्यार्थम् अनेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नमध्ये सामवेदान्तर्गत छान्दोग्योपनिषदः आद्यशङ्करभाष्यसहित अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ॐ सच्चिदानन्दसान्द्राय सर्वातीताय साक्षिणे नमः श्रीदेशिकेन्द्राय शिवाय शिवघातिने। ॐ ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः प्रथमः खण्डः ॐ ओमित्येतदक्षरम् उद्गीतम् उपासीत ॐ इति उद्गायते तस्य उपव्याख्यानम् येषां भूतानां पृथिवी रसः पृथिव्याः आपो रसः अपामोषधयो रसः ओषधीनां पुरुषो रसः पुरुषस्य वाग्रसः वाचः ऋग्रसः ऋचः सामः रसः साम्नः उद्गीतः रसः सः एषः रसानागं रसदमः परमः परार्ध्यः अष्टमः अयमुद्गीतः कतमा कतमर्क कतमत् कतमत् साम कतमः कतम उद्गीत इति विमृष्टं भवति वागे वरुको प्राणः साम ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतः तद्वा एतन्मिथुनं यद्वाक् च प्राणश्च ऋक् च साम च तदेतन्मिथुनम् ओमित्येतस्मिन्नक्षरे सगं सृज्यते यदा वै मिथुनौ समागच्छत आपयतो वै तौ अन्योन्यस्य कामम् आपयिताः वै कामानां भवति य एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरमुद्गीतमुपास्ते तद्वा एतदनुज्ञा अक्षरं यद्धि किञ्च अनुजानाति ओमित्येव तदा आह एष एव समृद्धिर्यदनुज्ञा समर्दयिताः वै कामानां भवति य एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरमुद्गीतमुपास्ते तेनेयं त्रयी विद्या वर्तते ओमित्याश्रावयते ओमिति शकुंसते ओमिति उद्गायति एतस्य एव अक्षरस्य अपचित्यै महिम्ना रसेन तेन उभौ कुरुतः यश्चैतदेवं वेद यश्च न वेद नानातु विद्या च अविद्या च यदेव विद्यया करोति श्रद्धया उपनिषदा तदेव वीर्यवत्तरं भवति इति खलु एतस्य एव अक्षरस्य उपव्याख्यानं भवति good we have become familiar with this first khanda at least ucharana and some words here and there we try to understand maybe one or two sentences also then maybe next some 20, 30, 40 times with bhashyam when we study maybe 10-20% we will understand the deep details and we all know the upanishadic knowledges are definitely intellectual but even they are beyond intellectual है ना intellectual understanding के साथ these mantras should give us the intuitive intellections wherein the inclination in the heart to live up to that knowledge should be born है ना knowledge gained but knowledge lived not lived is equal to knowledge left only after gaining ज्ञान पाया उपयोग नहीं किया तो वो नहीं पाए के ही समान है ना so these upanishadic mantras when we are shraddha yukta will not only empower us in intellectual understanding but they should put us into the practice of them they should inspire us to put them that way the Shruti Mata's blessings let us seek let us invoke also of the Rishi Parampara now the 10th mantra spashtam tena ubhau kuruta mechanically somebody chanting om chanting all mantras and he is doing ashravayati shamsati udgayati yagna is going on it is giving result this is one category other is what knowing the Omkara Mahima and with the Bhavana born out of that knowledge that he is doing the same yajna. What the questioner Purvapakshi thought was action alone gives a result. He was right, but not completely right. Then the Guru Maharaj added, no, Omkara is not only karma anga. Then what? Omkara also has the gunatva in it. Not one, but three gunas here. Not only the three gunas that are mentioned here in this Chandogya Upanishad, in so many Upanishads, so much of the gunatva of the Omkara is said. See that audacity of Yamaraja. Etadhi eka aksharam brahma, etadhi eva aksharam param. This is Brahma, the Kshara Brahma, Param, Parabrahma also. See the gunatva of that. Subsequently, etadalambanam shreshtam, etadalambanam param, etadalambanam jnatva, yo yadichati tasya tat. है ना? etad devaksharam jnatva, brahma loko mahiyati. So much said that the remaining understanding happens only when you practice and see the result of it. है ना? Even in Undaka, Pranavaha Dhanuhu, Shirohi Atma, Brahmatat Lakshamuchyate, Apravattena Vedhavya, Sharavat Tanmayo Bhavet. Then exactly what is said here, Chandogya, same the beginning in Mandukya also. Here, Omityetadaksharam Udgeetam Upasita, Omiti Udgayate, Tasya Upavyakhyanam. Isn't it? In the Mandukya also. Omityetadaksharamidagam sarvam. There in the beginning only. Tasya upavyakhyanam. Then bhutam bhavat bhavishyaditi. Sarvam omkara eva. Yacha anyat trikalatitam. Tadapi omkara eva. See that in the beginning mantras. Then after explaining the three projected avasthas and the transcendental fourth avastha, which is the only avastha, the turiya, how the Omkara Upasana was taught. And Omkara Upasana was taught, and only Omkara Upasana was taught, and nothing else is taught. In the Mandukya Upanishad, if you keenly observe that by the mere Upasana of Omkara, of course, the techniques there given are the three matras into which all the three avasthas are merged, and the matras also one after the other merging, reaching to the amatra state. It's a direct flight, non-stop flight for liberation. That Upanishad concluded there. Nothing else should be done. Amatrascha Omkaraha Chaturtaha. The amatraha of the matra reta omkara chaturtaha. Whoever reaches to that, they are liberated. और दूसरा को टच ही नहीं किया. What it means? Not required. What it means? The pranava upasana is completely sufficient. In this way, again, if you take Prashna Upanishad, you take Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Vyatanga Upanishads, Gita you take, and every Shruti Smriti Purana, everywhere we see the Omkara. Therefore, Om is not a mechanical part of the mantrocharana. The mechanical partness of the mantra is called your karma angatva. Then what? Not only the karma angatva mechanical, But behind that, there is Gunatva of the Omkara. We have mentioned all these gunas from all the Upanishads. We just touched it. We have not gone very detailed into it. In this Upanishad, in this first chapter, in this first Khanda, the three gunas were told. Add all those gunas and these also, you can see the glory of Omkar. We have to expand our intellect to comprehend all of them simultaneously to know the glory of it. The words have the minimum capacity and limitations of telling each thing one after the other. But the mind has the capacity to comprehend so many things in one go. है ना? Like you have seen in a room on a table, some things 20 are kept. When you are asked, what have you seen? We will say one by one, one by one, one by one. But having seen with the eyes, comprehension in the mind has happened in one go or not. While explaining, you have to tell one by one. You can't tell all that you have seen simultaneously. Isn't it? एक के बाद ही एक बोलना पड़ता है. बट मन को सब इकट्ठा इमेजिन करने का शक्ति हो सकता है. So, all that is said about the glory of Omkara, once at one go you comprehend in the mind, like a person's gunas. He is smart, he is intelligent, he is knowledgeable, he is talented. So many things. We talk one by one, one by one. He works hard, he helps others. तो बोलने में time लग रहा है. But in the mind, one go you can apprehend that person's glory, like Lord Rama. That ability is there in the mind to apprehend all the mahimas at one go. That is upasana. That effort is upasana. So here also the Om's gunamatva, how are you forgetting? Gunatva. Don't take it only as angatva. हाँ, कर्म अंग ही नहीं है भैया, वो अपने आप इतना महान गुण रखता है ना? Everything that matter, like I speak to you, it is not a karma angatva. There's lot of guna in it. No, my intentions in that, my attitudes in that, my goal, my purpose. How many things are there as gunas behind these words which are uttered? Apart from the divine grace expressing for all of us. Isn't it? On Vyasapitha, even Vakta is also a Shrota. At the time of which the Guru Parampara alone speaks. See that gunatva. Hai na? Even when you eat the food, see the number of gunatvas in it. Immediately it gives the taste. Thereafter it fills the stomach. Then it quietens the pangs of hunger. There is a different type of trupti after every good meal taken. See the number of gunatvas. Is it stopping there? Then the whole process of digestion. After that, whatever the food contained, the important ingredients in it, the sublime ones, how they reach to each of the gross body. See the gunatva of the food consumed in us. This is the internal process. But externally, when that food is growing on the plants, whether it is a fruit or grains, onlookers के लिए ये सब नहीं दिखता. See, they see some kela. But within that kela, how many gunas the Bhagavan has filled in? Thereafter, when we consume it, those gunas help us. This is called as the working of intellect to understand the glory. Thereafter, when the glory is understood with intellectual understanding, the mind should play its part of single pointed, respectful, reverential relation with that thing. When that is done, that action with intellectual understanding and heartfelt devotion has lots of more result than mere mechanical doing. Isn't it? In the same example, like this Kela has so many gunas. to help me. That's why I'm consuming it. With that intellectual understanding, with that emotional gratitude to that fruit as well as the Lord, when you consume along with the sankalpa that the food, fruit eaten should really nourish me, energize me, you are in meditation. Eating kela can be meditation. And it has its that consequence because you have sent that bhavana, Vaki that kela does all its activities. Because the gunatva you are recognizing and you are respecting it for its those gunas. It has an added benefit than mechanically eating the fruit. And that cannot be shown. One has to realize it through practice. You can experiment today only. Just mechanically while watching TV, you eat kela. There's nothing like that special important about it. Very mechanical, superficial, some happening happens in that. On the other hand, putting off all the TV and all, with all respect, when that kela one by one part is taken and we are chewing it, munching it, mixing the saliva with it, allowing it to go inside and becoming conscious of its process of entry and all, with the knowledge whatever we have, and you can see the different joy there, different utility of eating that kela, consequences. Added to that, when that kela is offered to the Lord, taken as his prasad, isn't it? Added to that, that this kela I am not eating, I am giving it to this sharira which is given by the Lord, so that this sharira is nourished. With this sharira, I will do the seva of the Lord. देखो एक एक ये सूक्ष्म भावना ऐड करते जाओ, the life is full in its glory, life expresses in its full glory. That's what spirituality, that's what our masters tell us to live, that's what Hinduism, that's what Sanatan Dharma's expectation. That's what here Shankara Bhagwan says when he says कर्म अंगत्व ही नहीं है ओंकार, it is gunatva. So the gunas that are mentioned here, three were along with all the gunas of Omkara mentioned in elsewhere. Here is rasatamatva, rasatama gunatva, ऐसा कह दो उसको. The moment it is said, all those mantras and the bhashya, the essence of that should be in our mind. That's why the Upanishadic studies so single pointed, so deep that its study is not only in the class. Class is only some data given. Actual study of the Upanishad is beyond the class, where we steadily again restudy it with the data given and start doing manana chintana of it. Through manana chintana, when the Upanishadic mantra is digested, then only we can say we have studied the Upanishad. Otherwise, we just heard it, we listened it. Right? Hearing is different, listening is different, studying is different. Hearing is a casual hearing. Yes. Right? Listening, hearing, and understand. They're all different. Like Puja Gurudev says, no, hearing is not mere listening. Hearing is to listen with intellectual alertness and attention of awareness. Then through the manana, when it is understood, then only we have studied it. Then when you try to do this, obviously the deeper imports are understood, then our understanding levels elevated, self-respect all that grows. At the same time, because our mind is dedicated to this endeavor, it is withdrawn from all the unwanted channels. Like the people say, I'm so busily occupied in TV that I have no time to study Upanishads. This person says, I'm so busily occupied in trying to digest the Upanishadic purpose that I have no time for anything else. From first to this second, we have to lift our life to change our track from that track to this track, by the way. Okay? So, the rasatama gunatva immediately. Esham Bhutanam Prithvi Rasa, all of that. Up to Sa Esha Rasanam Rasatamaha, Paramaha, Parardhyaha, Ya Esha Udgitaha. See how many adjectives are said by Shruti Mata. So all of that has to click to us when we say that not only this is the karmanga, but it is gunatva, and that is first guna is rasatamatva. Second thing also, when it is called apti gunatva. The moment the apti gunatva of the omkara is remembered immediately, that entire portion. What is the basic meaning of apti? Sarva kamana apti. And how the sequentially sarva kamana aptitva is attributed to this Omkara, the Udgita, the Pranava in the Shruti Mata, that should be in our heart. Otherwise, we have not studied, we have mere heard only or listened. And every time it is said, Ya etadevam vidvan, etadaksharam udgita upaste, sarvan kaman apnoti. आपनोति हवै सर्वान् कामान् य एतदेवम् उद्गीतम् य एतदेवं विद्वान् उद्गीतम् उपास्ते. Isn't it? Third one, the Samruddhi Gunatva of the Omkara. How the Samruddhi Gunata is brought into the picture. Anugnya, Samardhaita. See, again, Samardhaita vai kamanam bhavati etadevam vidvan aksharam udgitam upast. So here Shruti Mata says, we can to an extent only bring to your intellectual cognition the glory of Om. Further is only in your experimentation and experience, which has no replacement. All Vedic Jnanam put together is one Pura. Our own experimentation and experiencing, it is different. And what counts? Not the intellectual understanding only, it is a very gross one. Our own personal experience after experimentation. After all, we all want experience of moksha, not understanding of moksha. We want the understanding or experience. Isn't it? So here, that's how, my dear friend, don't say like that, I just mechanically chant Om as a karmangatva and do the yajna. No, that entire doing of the yajna is so powerfully empowered if you do the Om Upasana. Om Upasana is all these things. Intellectually knowing, heart felt in the heart, and then respectfully chanting. Now see, all invocations are included in it or not when we know all the glories of Om this way, and while uttering that, all those glories ardently we are remembering. Mast hai wo. So this is what he said. Ki na kevalam karmangatvam, then gunatvam. What do you mean by gunatva is, the gunatva of the Omkara is adhika, then the karmangatvam here. So what? So what? Therefore, karmangatva se gunatva adhik hone ke karana, with the gunata about the Omkara in the mind, when you do the chanting of Om as a karmanga, so it's not only karmangatva now, gunatva yukta karmangatva, adhika phala will come. One example is given. Vanikshvarayoho Padmaragadi Vikraye. So that is what is the beautiful explanation is given to us to that question. Anyway, yajna we do, it will give result. What is the need of knowing the Omkara, Mahima, and then doing the Upasana of it? Answer is given to us. Thereafter what? Tasmat, the most important thing which through this explanation once for all Shruti Mata and the Rishis want to convey to us is this: the universal principle of secret of success. And this, it takes so many days to go deep into the understanding of each of these words through our contemplation. It is not a mere word. Upanishad is not mere words. What Rishi means by saying those words is so much deep that only when we are at that level we can understand it. We are talking about these three words employed, which are the secret of all successes, whether they are our vyavaharic duties, whether they are our smartha duties of upasanas, whether they are our shrauta duties of yajnayagadi, whether they are the spiritual duties of shravana manana chintana nididhyasana adi. Secret of success. What is that? Yadeva vidyaya karoti shraddhaya upanishada tadeva viryavattaram bhavati. Now understand it. Only three things I say here. When Vidya, Shraddha and Upanishad, these three are 0%, then the Viryavattaratva 0%. Then Vidya, Shraddha and Upanishad, they are 50%. Then the Viryavattaram is 50%. When Vidya, Shraddha and Upanishad are 100%, then that doing will be 100% in its Viryavattaram. Viryavattaram means efficiency, effectiveness of it. Falavatva, adhika phala. Right? So, yadeva vidyaya karoti, shraddhaya karoti, upanishada karoti. In our simple understanding first, then bhashyartha, little subtler. Vidyaya means with complete intellectual comprehension of the glory. Million examples we gave last 4 days. Then when the vidya is complete, the test that the vidya is complete in us is in the expression of the shraddha. Because when you know something's glory, definitely your respect, reverence for it grows. Respect, reverence, liking, etc. is called as shraddha. Like you all, after so many months and years of experimentation, the Vidya came to you and me that Upanishadic study is such an important thing that it is reminding us of the reality and our goal. As much stronger this understanding is happening, so much our delusion that the outer world is our goal is going away. So when you are understanding it, it's called Vidya. Accordingly, the Shraddha for the Shruti Mata and the Shruti Ukta Jnana, the Shraddha is equal to the liking, the love. All of them are growing or not. When the Shraddha grows, the Upanishada means bringing our faculties, our abilities, energies away from all the unwanted involvements, using all of them only for this called as Upanishada. When the Vidya and Shraddha are not there for any goal taken or chosen, the Upanishada will not happen. At that time, we get distracted in our Indriyas and Mana. With the mind, intellect, in the Indriyas distracted, how can there be perfection in doing the things? When the imperfect doings are there, how can the result be perfect? In fact, at a very higher level, with Shraddha Vidya Upanishad, any karma done, whether it is a driving, whether it is a cleaning, whether it is cooking, at that very moment of doing, it's a fulfillment. Full stop. Thus, such person who mastered these three things, living the life of fulfillment at every moment, no matter whatever the work it is. That's called divinity in experience. That I am not waiting for the results of this karma. They are for the world. Unko lene do. I am fulfilled in doing that karma at that very moment because I am doing it Vidya and Shraddha and Upanishadu. The masters live at that level. The gurus live at that level. The rishis, munis are at that level. They are fulfilled at every moment. Because Vidyaya karote, Shraddhaya karote, Upanishad. Now, these are all such a subtle technical words, spiritual words, the meaning of which will be revealed to us only again when the Shruti Mata blesses us, the Rishis bless us, that too when we have again respect to them, prayers to them. That's the meaning of Yasya Deve Para Bhakti Yatha Deve Tatha Gurau Tasya Mahatmanaha Ete Katitaha Arthaha Prakashante. So therefore, Vidyaya means know the glory of the Omkara. Shraddhaya, with that glory in the intellectual understanding, do the Om Ucharana with the Shraddha born in your heart, 100%. When the Vidya and Shraddha are complete, they are practically expressed when the mind and senses are brought together fully, only in doing that. And here the doing is the Omkara Ucharana. Vidya, Shraddhaya, Upanishad. Tadeva, so much Viryavattaram Bhavati that your doing will be sanctioned and sanctified and certified more divinely. The result will be spectacular. That is the meaning of Viryavattaram Bhavati. Means Kevala Karmangatina doing, then Gunatva knowing and doing. There is a lot of difference. In the second case, the Phala is Adhika. That's what we have seen it. Tadeva karma viryavattaram means avidvat karmanaha adhika phalam bhavati. Compared to the karma done by the avidwan is equal to ashraddhalu and is equal to without Upanishadic sthiti. More than that will be the result of the person who is vidwan, who has got shraddha and who is doing it with Upanishad. Upanishad means not Upanishadic Brahma Jnana. Here Upanishad means Upanishada Yogena Yuktaha. Yogena Yuktaha means very steadfast in applying all the sthula faculties of Indriyas, the Sukshma faculties of Mana only to that work. Simple words, as Puja Gurudev says, put the mind where your hands are at work. Total integration of the faculties and the mana, antakarana in doing only that thing. That's called Upanishad. That we will do when we have Shraddha. That we will have when we do when we have the Vidya. Vidya is given to us by the Vidwan. The Vidwan is Shruti Mata. The Vidwan is our experienced gurus. Yadeva Vidyaya Karoti Shraddhaya Upanishada Tadeva Viryavattara. Now apply it everywhere. Whether we do the Nama Japa, whether we do the Bhajana, whether we do the Kirtana, whether we do the Panchopachara, Shodashopachara Pujas, whether we do the Parayanam of the Stotras, the Veda Mantras, whatever when we do it with Vidya, Shraddha and Upanishada, that is Viryavattara. Whether it is Guru Seva, Loka Seva, Swadharma Nirvahana, any of our professional duties, this is a universal application. This Shraddha, Vidya, Shraddha and Upanishad are having their universal applicability. Consequently, Viryavattaram Bhavati, they become more effective in giving us results, efficient. And all this is one thing. This is not the main goal. Main is with this attitude when the Upasana is done, the Antakarana becomes Shuddha. Shuddha Antakarana is actually there is no Shuddha Antakarana. Why? When the Antakarana is Shuddha, it is no more Antakarana. It is Brahman only. But in contrast with the Ashuddhi of the Antakarana right now, continuously attacked by Rajotama Guna, which we are going to study in the second Khanda about the Asuras. In contrast with that, the absence of them is called Shuddha Antakarana. There is no Shuddha Antakarana. When the Antakarana is Shuddha, it is no more Antakarana. It's only pure conscious self. So the Shuddha Antakarana is Rajoguna, Tamoguna Rahita, Keval Sattva In that Sattva it is quiet and alert and vigilant without any dissimilar thought projections disturbing its quietness. And what are the thought projections which disturb the ragas and dveshas? Where from they are born? From our vasanas, from our habits, from our delusions. Omkara Upasana is such a power. Words of all this nonsense. That is our main purpose of Om Upasana. And that Shuddha Antakarana also is not our goal. Our goal is through that Antakarana Shuddhi, apprehending the reality, the Brahman. Apprehension means direct personal experience. Comprehending means intellectual understanding. Is the goal of us, which will be told in the Tattvamasi Panchama Chatas Adhyaya mein. All these 5 adhyayas giving us thousands of upasanas, prepare us for that. I know, a small shop at the end of your street. 2-4 item होंगे वहाँ. But when you go to the big city, it's huge shopping mall. There everybody, anybody goes. For everyone, what they need, what they want, both are available. Brihadaranyaka, Chandogya Upanishads are like supermarkets. The bulkiness of them is to cater to the needs and requirements of every of the seeker. सुपरमार्केट जाओ तो इतने दिखेंगे आपको, वेराइटी वेराइटी, आप जो चाहे ले लो. वो कॉर्नर वाले दुकान में वो एक ही रहेगा, वो बेचेगा, वो बस खरीदो उसको. एक वेराइटी बिस्कुट पैकेट होगा उसके पास, एक वेराइटी दूसरा चीज. सुपर मार्केट 2000 वेराइटीज. Having seen which you get confused and come to this shop only. यार ये जो है दे दे, I'm It happens to me when I see so much variety. You don't know which is good, but you can't. जय भगवान को याद करा, जो है वो ले लो. Anyway, Chandogya Upanishads bulkiness is to cater to the needs of various minded sadhakas, the upasanas and all. And best among them is given in the beginning itself, the Omkar. Must. So we have explained up to Yadeva Vidya Karoti Shraddhaya Upanishada Tadeva Viryavattaram Bhavati. This is the difference between doing the Omkara Ucharana as an Anga of the Yajna Karma without Omkara Mahima known and when you know it. And all this not in one class. So many times you have to listen, contemplate, after understanding, and it is not a one-day practice. It for life, whole life we do practice. Then only the respect, reverence for Om backed by the knowledge about it sustainingly remains in our heart. Spiritualities are not use and throw things. एक बार कर दिया, छोड़ दिया. No, they are continuously to be kept and practiced. Like Om Namah Shivaya, not use and throw. Why we are told to do that 10,000 Om Namah Shivaya? So that Om Namah Shivaya alone remains, we disappear. Use and throw is use Om Namah Shivaya and throw your ego. For that purpose we are told. Not one said, हमें Om Namah Shivaya बोल दिया. अरे ऐसे बोलने से नहीं होता है. Om Namah Shivaya alone should remain, you should disappear. That is called Om Namah Shivaya. To achieve that, you need to do it 10 lakh times. To do it. Right? Now next, last one. Ki Tadeva karma viryavattaram means avidvat karmana adhika phalam bhavati. The karma done by avidwan, उससे ज़्यादा ये विद्या के साथ, विद्या श्रद्धा उपनिषदा, when that omkara ucharana and yagna karma is done, the phala is more and more. Okay? Next. Vidvat karmana viryavattaratva vachanat. So what is the vachana? Viryavattara, superlative degree. Viryavattara, viryavattamaha. So Vidwan, Omkara Mahima, known person called as Vidwan. When he does the karma, then the phala is Viryavattara. By saying this, what is another implied thing which we have to understand? Ki Vidvat Karamana Viryavattaratva Vachanat Avidushaha Api. The one who doesn't know the glory of this Omkara, of him also karma Viryavadeva Bhavati. His karma also will give result. Because after all that karma is told by the Veda Mata only. You are following Veda Mata only respectfully. Therefore, it will give result. It is not waste. It's not said that without the Omkara Upasana, when you do yajna, kuch bhi phal nahi milta. ऐसा नहीं कह रहे. Viryavatara phala you will not get. Viryavat phala you get. Because you are following the Shruti Mata only. So vidvat karmana viryavatratva vachanad avidusha api karma viryavadeva bhavati iti abhipraya. But it is a better results. Up to this we have seen. Now, by this, the last parame, therefore, nacha avidushaha karmani anadhikaraha. Therefore, if you don't know thoroughly the Omkara Jnana, and if you are not a great upasaka of the Omkara, then you are not qualified for the Yajna Yaga. Aisi baat nahi hai. This is not so. That's the meaning of this. Nacha avidushaha. Avidushaha, for the one who doesn't know the Omkara Mahima, etc. For him, karmani anadhikaraha na. He is not qualified for the karma is not correct. Means he is also allowed to do the karma. Okay. How you say that? You in this very Upanishad you will say Aushastya Kande, in this the Aushastya Kanda, the 10th Khanda of this very first chapter, Avidusham api Artvijya Darshana. And there were some people who were not so vidwan, but still they were the Rutviks in that yajna. No, the purpose of saying all this is what? No, if I start it, it's a very lengthy subject. थोड़ा तो टच कर ही लेते. देखो, when it is said that without vidya, the karma is not effective, it doesn't mean that till I gain mastery over the vidya, I will not do karma at all. No. Karma karte raho tum. But know that the karma gives only virya phala, viryavat phala. But when you do the karma with the vidya, it will give viryavat. Isn't it? What is the meaning of it is? Even though with vidya, the karma gives better results. Yet, till I gain the vidya, I will not do karma. If you say so, when you are not doing the karma, you will never get result. Therefore, here by saying this, the insistence is on don't become nikamma. Karte raho. Then, when anyway you are doing it, do it for better results. And how the better results will come? Vidyaya, Shraddhaya, Upanishada, the result will be better. And it is for everyone, it is said. And the three steps are what? Doing is any day better than non-doing. Doing it better in with all precision is better than doing it merely. Doing it with upasana bhava, having known its mahima, is any day better. इसलिए in spirituality or in human life पहले करो कहते हैं, because without doing today's shloka in Gita na karmana ravam bhat, exactly same thing. Without doing, we become more and more stony day by day. Therefore, even it is an imperfect work, start doing it. Thereafter, we start improving on the doing, because the life starts expressing through the action. The divinity expresses through the action. So action is the insignia of the presence of divinity. Therefore, somebody may say, till I achieve the status of Vidya, I won't start the action at all. Then you will get nothing only. At the same time, okay, I keep on doing it, that is enough for me. I will not have this Vidya, Shraddha and Upanishada and do that karma as an Upasana. Then that also won't give you the perfect result. So, karte raho aur us karne wale karma ko improve karte raho. That is the meaning of purpose of saying that nacha avidusha karmana anadhikaraha. So aushastye kande avidushamapi artija darshanat means what? Even though he was not a vidwan, he was appointed as Rutvik. And he went on doing it. As he matured, then he understood the glory of that work. In the later portion, he might have become vidwan. And after all, everybody will evolve in this world. When somebody is doing the Vedokta Yajna Agati, do you think he will not evolve? Like a Pujari Panditji in a temple. He is doing the puja very mechanically. His drushti is more on the dakshina given by the people rather than the beauty of the puja to be done. But that is better than not doing, Later on in course of time, as he grows in age, grows in his maturity, divinity will guide him from somewhere or the other. Then he will understand the importance of it. The puja. See, the initial pujari, his attention was on the public, never on the God. But the matured pujari, if you see him, his attention is only on the God, never on the public. वो बस अपने मस्ती में पूजा कर रहा है, कौन भक्त है और देखते ही नहीं. That is called as real pujari. That is doing with the Vidya and Shraddha and Upanishad. The earlier one's attention was on the people who have come, what dakshina, who is giving and all. He doesn't know the sanctity, sacredness of that upasana. But he matures. How will he mature if he doesn't start at all? Only when I become highly matured, when I start becoming a pujari, तो फिर वो कभी होता नहीं वो. Because the perfection is a process, no, it's not an end. So we keep doing it and keep improving the doing. And like I become perfect in driving, then I start driving. ऐसा नहीं होता है. You start driving, then you become perfect. That is the meaning of Aushasthi Khande Avidishamapya Artijya Darshanat. Therefore, this thing again leads to so many beautiful consequences. Vyavaharic consequences. I don't want to waste my time in telling all of that. One sentence I say, therefore, have faith and give chance to everyone. When they keep on doing it, they become perfect. Isn't it? Your children. When they start doing it, it will be imperfect only. But imperfect करके उसको करने नहीं दोगे, you will never become perfect. That's why जोशेत सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान युक्त समाचर. Let the child do. Let him commit all mistakes. With all mistakes committed, doing is more important. Because to make somebody do is such an impossible task. Once he starts doing, then the mistakes can be rectified. The qualitative improvement can be brought in, isn't it? So to your driver, your servant, don't discourage anyone from doing. Because to push somebody into doing is an impossible task. And once you stop them from doing by discouragements, to start them again, it is impossible. So पहले करने दो, then bring about the improvements. Everybody can be improved in this. First, let them do it. Give a chance. And this is applicable to us also. That with all imperfections, we are doing our classes. At least we are doing it, no? And while doing, then we become more sensitive to say, anyway, we are doing, we cannot do it in a more better manner, improved manner. Then we go on improving it. So, Aushasthi Khande Avidushamapi Artijya Darshanatu. Okay. Over. Then just a few remarks towards the end is Rasatama Apti Samruddhi Gunavat Aksharam Iti. See, the Omkara is having the three gunas of Rasatama Apti Samruddhi. Iti Ekam Upasana. It is about one Omkara only, three gunas are told. It is not three different things. Why? Madhye Prayatna Anantara Adarsanat. Because in between again, Omityetad Aksharam Udgeetam Upasita. When the Upasita said in the beginning, again कोई कर्तव्यता बीच में कहीं नहीं बताया. That means that first sentence कर्तव्यता is applicable to all. So therefore, it is though said in three sentences, they are not three things. It is one only. So therefore, Omkaras, all the three gunas of Rasatamatva, Apti and Samruddhitva. Keep in mind, then chant the Omkara independently or a part of the mantra, etc. and be benefited by its grace in a maximum manner. That is the sentence here. Rasatama Apti Samruddhi Gunavata Aksharam iti Ekam Upasanam Madhye Prayatnantara Adarsanat. Now the last one is very interesting, very cute. Anekaihi Visheshanaihi Anekadha upasyatvat. Upasana is of the Omkara. Upasya is Omkara. Upasana is of the Omkara. Upasya is Omkara. And of this Omkara, Anekaihi Visheshanaihi. So many of the glories, Visheshanas means glories of the Omkara are said. Then Anekadha. So many ways it is said. So many glories in so many ways. The Upasya Omkara's Mahima is told in this portion. Okay. Anekaihi Visheshanaihi Anekada Upasyatvat. Omkara is Upasya is brought into recognition by telling about the Aneka Visheshanas of the Omkara and Aneka Prakarena. So, by observing all this wholesale, what we come to understanding is, therefore, Khalu indeed, etasya eva, of this Prakrutasya, the thing which is in the context, Udgitakyasya, the Udgita named Aksharasya, of the Omkara Akshara alone, Upakyanam Bhavati, becomes the beautiful Upakyanam, the explanation about the glory of. So here the two, दो पहलू क्या है? अरे भाई तुम एनीवे यज्ञ कांड कर्म कर रहे हो, सो देवर कर्म तुम कर ही रहे हो, उसका महिमा यहाँ गाया नहीं जा रहा है. The karma anga rupena, what Omkar you are taking, of that Omkara's Upavyakyanam is focused here. Omkara Upasana is a subject matter. So the Purvapakshi is answered here that the subject matter is the Omkara Upasana. Focus on what is said, not on what you are doing or what you are believing. This present context talks about the Omkara Mahima, so that the Om Upasana we do. We do the Ucharana of Omkara with all the respect. That's called Upasana. So this is not your Yajna Karma. Karma anyway tum kari rahe ho. With the Om as only Angatva. Not only Angatva, it is Gunatva. By saying so, the Upasana of the Omkara is taught here. Therefore, the Purvapakshi is answered that way. Other than that, the commentary of the last line. Khalu etasyeva aksharasya upavyakyanam bhavati. That sentence is what? So many details are told, so many variety way it is explained. Therefore, what was the topic that was covered in above 9.5 mantras is the Upavyakhyana of the Omkara Dana. This is called Upavyakhyana. Now, read it again and again, study it again and again. Understand the Rasatama Apti Samruddhi Gunas of the Omkara and develop your respect, reverence to the Om and employ it. You do everything throughout the day, be in the Om, and you yourself get dissolved in the Om. Let Om do all operations. Thus, the Upakrama was Omityetadaksharam Udgeetam Upasita. Then Omihiti Udgayati. Then Tasya Upavyakhyana. That is the Upakrama, the beginning of this Khanda. Upasamhara, conclusion also is. Khalu etasya eva aksharasya. Khalu iti khalu etasya eva aksharasya upavyakyanam bhavati. That is the conclusion of the mantra, na? Iti khalu etasya eva aksharasya upavyakyanam bhavati means don't divert your mind's attention away from trying to understand the glory of Omkara, even though so many examples are given, so many logics are given. They're all means. अभी क्या होता है ना, in the logics, in the examples, we get lost and main point we miss it. बहुत सारे वक्ता लोग जो योग स्थिति में नहीं रहते हैं, they are given a topic, they start a topic, while talking on that, they remember some example and they get lost in the example. They go on elaborating that example. From that example, another example comes. In 1 hour, he never speaks about the topic. अरे समय हो गया. To avoid that distraction, here Shruti Mata says, my dear friends, these are all the Upavyakyanam, the very closely brought understanding, glorious understanding about the glory of the Omkara to your heart. Mind yourself on that. Focus yourself on that. And what is the Upavyakyanam? Three words are used. है ना? एवं प्रकारः, एवं प्रयोजनम, एवं फलः. Do you remember in the beginning only what is the meaning of Upavyakyanam said by Bhagavan Sri Adi Shankara? है ना? तस्य उपव्याख्यानम से एवं उपासनम एवं विभूति एवं फल. How spashta Shankara Bhagavan, isn't it, in his Bhashya, and how spashta we are also in studying, understanding and forgetting. Instead of studying so many Upanishads and forgetting everything, one Upanishad without forgetting, if you thoroughly study, that is enough. To come to that conclusion, I am studying all the Upanishads. Thereafter, one Upanishad, one portion of 3 and 4 mantras, sufficient to hold to realize the reality. So, evam upasanam, then evam vibhuti, evam phala. Evam upasana means this is how the upasana have to be done of the Omkara. This is how means keeping the glory of it in the mind. Evam vibhuti means these are its glories. With these glories in the mind, developing the Shraddha and doing with the Upanishadatva, the phala will be also spectacular. So, evam upasanam, then evam vibhuti, then evam phala. These three words are called Upavyakyanam. This is what is the Upavyakyanam of the Upanishad done so far. See, when you study the Upanishads with Bhashyam and get a habit of it, again by the grace of Adi Shankara Bhagavan only, again when you do Upasana to him, we develop a special knack of anything in life doing a more intellectual manner, more clearly. That is the byproduct of this exercise here. ये तो उपनिषद को thoroughly पढ़ने में help कर रहा है, which is our goal. But that creates such an intellectual capacity that we don't take anything for granted. We go into it in all its details to get maximum benefit out of it. Same way, when the Omkara which is Ucharita during the Yajna is done with all respect, having understood its Omkara Mahima, in the same way, throughout life, anything we do, this training will help us to do with respect. That's why you see the Mahatmas, anything they do it perfectly. They have never trained themselves to do perfectly everything that way. Then what? One thing they have done perfectly, that perfectly doing one thing habit gave them the ability to do everything else perfect. That is a byproduct. So to the other thing, one thing we do shabby way, it percolates into our system and everything we do in that way. This is again subtle things to understand. So in this way, khalu etasyeva aksharasya upavyakyanam bhavati means what? In this way, in last 9.5 mantras, the upavyakyanam of this Omkara Udgita is done. Did it enter into your heart? Till it enters, you repeatedly study. Even though you go to the second Khanda, third Khanda, that is only addition of the newer knowledge. It is not at the cost of already gained glorious knowledge of the Upavyakyanam of the Op. Therefore, till it becomes one with you, keep on studying the Mahima of Omkara every day, and with all respect and reverence, use the Omkara in independent chanting, Om, Om, or use the Omkara in when you add it to any of the mantras, any of the Yajna Karma mantras. Then it will become Viryavattaram Bhakti. Now, having said this, the story will come in the second Khanda where the Devatas have chosen to do the Udgita Omkara Upasana, applying it to all the Indriyas and all. That will be our second Khanda, which we will study tomorrow. Before that, here the conclusion is अनेकैरिः विशेषणैर् अनेकदा उपास्यत्वात् खलु एतस्य एव प्रकृतस्य उद्गीताख्यस्य अक्षरस्य उपव्याख्यानं भवति. So Upavyakyanam is very close to your heart. The Guru trying to bring the glory of Omkara by glorifying its glorious Lakshanas. Teacher's job is done. Now the Shishya will have to repeatedly analyze what is said by the Guru till the glory of Omkara reaches into his heart. Then with that glory in the heart, then he does the Omkara Upasana. So Omkara Mahima Upavyakyanam is one thing. Having got the Upavyakyanam of Mahima of Omkara, in that way employing the Omkara practically is the other thing. Doing practical gives the result. So to inform us and to inspire us, the theory is told. With the background of the theory, practically when we do, we get the results. Iti Chandogya Prathamadhyaye Prathamah Khanda Bhashyam Sampurnam in this most glorious Chandogya Upanishad, first chapter, first Khanda. We have done it, offered at the feet of the Chandogya Upanishad, the Gurus, Acharya, Shruti Mata, Guru Parampara, Guru Tattva, our Ishtadeva, Shruti Mata. Therefore, so that they bless us, inspire us to be always with this Upanishad and the knowledge that alone should happen in us, whose goal is to give us the Tattvamasi Aham Brahmasmi later on. Okay, now when we come tomorrow, second Khanda, it has got around 14 mantras, I believe, or maybe little here and there. Yes, we will have a bird's eye view of that, then we'll have the entire chanting of that, then one by one mantra, as we have done here. We study with Bhashyam and see how far our intellect becomes sharper and subtler to grasp, to retain, and how far our individuality cooperates with itself in doing the sadhana of the knowledge gained, and how much we ensure ourselves to surely evolve spiritually. Finally, we have to evolve spiritually. ये है यहाँ का इस क्लास में एक्सरसाइज हो रहा है. Here we don't discuss politics, we don't discuss any other sciences, any worldly things. Here we are doing the Brahma Vidya and then Brahma Vidya Yogyata. Respectful welcomes to all those who have understood it and are ready for this journey. Om, 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 Om. 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 I'll take 1 minute just as a conclusion of first Khanda. We'll chant it once. Beginning and ending. It's very respectful. Then I can satisfactorily announce that we have tried to go through the first Khanda with whatever capacities right now we have. Om Atha Pratamah Khandaha Om Om Ityetadaksharam Udgeetam Upasita Om Iti Udgayate Tasya Upavyakyanam Yesham Bhutanam Prithvirasah Prithivya Aporasah Apamoshadayorasaha Oshadhinam Purushorasah Purushasya Vagrasah Vachah Rugrasah Ruchah Samarasah Samna Udgeetha Rasah Sah Eshah Rasanagam Rasatamaha Paramaha Parartyah Ashtamaha Ayamudgeetaha Katama Katamarka Katamat Katamat Sama Katama Katama Udgeetha iti Vimrushtam Bhavade Vage Varuka प्राणः सामा ओमिति एतदक्षरमुद्गीतः तद्वा एतद्मिथुनं यद्वाक्च प्राणश्च रुक्च साम च तदेतद्मिथुनम् ओमित्येतस्मिन्नक्षरे सगं सृज्यते यदा वै मिथुनौ समागच्छत आपयतो हवैतौ अन्योन्यस्य कामम् आपयिता हवै कामानां भवते एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरमुद्गीतमुपास्ते तद्वा एतदनुज्ञा अक्षरम् यद्धि किंच अनुजानाति ओमित्येव तदाह एषः एव समृद्धिर् यदनुज्ञा समर्दयिता वै कामानां भवति एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरमुद्गीतमुपास्ते तेनेयं त्रयी विद्या वर्तते ओमित्याश्रावयते ओगम uh, ओमिति शगम सति ओमिति उद्गायति एतस्यैव अक्षरस्य अपचित्यै महिम्ना रसेन. Yes, तेन उभौ कुरुतः यश्च एतदेवं वेद यश्च न वेद नानातु विद्या च विद्या च यदेव विद्या करोति श्रद्धया उपनिषदा तदेव वीर्यवत्तरं भवति इति खलु एतस्यैव अक्षरस्य उपव्याख्यानं भवति. This is the beauty of the iti pratamah khandah. That is of the first khanda of this glorious Upanishads, first chapter. We have just browsed through. है कि नहीं? एक तो उपलब्धि मुझे तो हुआ कि of the first khanda some familiarity we got. That initial inhibitions, hesitations, total blackout and blankness in the intellect about what is this Chandogya, it got little reduced. And I'm sure when we again and again study, those vaguenesses go away or replaced by the understandings. Understandings should inspire us. Inspiration should put us these sadhanas into practice. Definitely, when we practice, the results will come. And yes, one can have thousands of activities in life, but for me, studying Upanishads, teaching that, understanding it, and living up to that will be the only occupation. Right, friends? Now, in our second sadhana, after doing this one, is our Krishna Vasudeva Veda Parayanam. In the Veda Parayanam, the Atharvana Veda, first sadhana is over of our Upanishad Adhyanam. We just concluded first Khanda, that is announced. Now we are doing second sadhana Veda Parayanam in this Atharvana Veda Antargata OSHADHI GANDHARVA APSARASA SUKTHAM. So in that, O OSHADHI, it is you taking the help of whom all the Maharshis in the past have eliminated all Rakshasas. Who are they? The Kashyapa Maharshi, the Kandva Maharshi, the Agastya Maharshi, ityadi have used you, the Oshati, to eliminate the Bahar Betar Rakshasas. So to O Oshadi, whose name is Ajashrungi, you know, you are the one to help us with whose grace all the Gandharva and Apsarasa we send away from us. I told you Gandharva means our desire for the Artha Purushartha. Apsarasa means our desire for Kama Purushartha. When they go away, then only we can fully attend to the Moksha Purushartha. Therefore, then all the Dushta Rakshasa Jati also, please eliminate from within us and around us also. With all the Sarva Vriksha, variety of Pishachas, with your Gandha, the smell, O Oshadi, please send them away. So to let the Apsarasas leave our place and go to the places from where they have come. They came from the variety of the Vrikshas, the people trees, the uh, all the names of Vrikshas are given. Also the places where the beautiful deers and peacocks dance. These are the places for the Apsarasas to stay, not me. I am the sadhaka now. Please go away. So there are many swings that are made for you. There are a lot of beautiful uh, trees are there, wonderful parks are there, gardens are there, rivers are there for you to entertain yourself. वहाँ जाओ ना. Why are you disturbing me? Go away. Like when you do upasana or something, your grandchildren are disturbed. कहते अरे मैं पूजा में बैठा तुम बाहर जाके खेल. We say na. So the sadhaka says, now I am attending to my inner sadhana. All these Gandharva Apsarasa thoughts, please go away. In that way. This Ajashrungi, which is such a powerful Oshati, has come to us by Lord's grace. Okay, may this do the Uchatanam of all the Himsa creating Dushta Shaktis, inner and outer. Okay, let this Gandharva Raja, who came with his Sainya and Apsarasas to kill me, Kill me here is kill the sadhaka enemy. May him be destroyed or removed from my vicinity by the power of this Oshadhi. So to let Lord Indra use his weapon made out of the iron to destroy these Gandharvas. So too may he use another weapon made up of the gold to destroy all these Gandharvas. So too may Indra, please eliminate the other Durgunas also from within and without too. One in Gandharva comes in the form of a dog, another comes in the form of monkey, another comes in another form. Somebody is in the Chitra Vichitra Akriti, they come and they try to distract us, our attention. So may all of them go away by this mantraship. Here the Gandharva Apsarasas are nothing but our manovrittis. Tomorrow the same we are going to study in our Chandogya Upanishad in the form of the Asuras and Devatas. The Devatas are Sadgunas, the Asuras are Durgunas. May they go away. So, O Gandharvas, O Apsarasas, you are made for each other. No, you are made for each other. So why don't you both of them you made for each other go away? Revel in yourself. Why are you disturbing me? These are the very powerful inner sankalpas and prarthanas by which the wrong sankalpas earlier we done because of which these thoughts are coming in us are eliminated. To that extent, the calmness of mind is achieved with which the spiritual journey can be done effectively. That's this mantra. Very powerful. I liked the purpose of this mantra. The Gandharva Apsarasas are good for the worldly people. For those who are doing the Adhyatmic sadhana, the Gandharva named Artha Purushartha, the Apsarasa named Kama Purushartha. They are the obstructions. Okay. On 2 times we will chant it. Om Atharanaveda गंधर्वाप्सरस निर्मूलनार्थम औषधि सूक्तम ओम त्वया पूर्वमथर्वाणो जघ्नो रक्षांसि औषधे त्वया जघान कश्यपः त्वया कण्वो अगस्त्यः त्वया वयमप्सरसो गन्धर्वांश्चातयामहे अजशृङ्गी अजरक्षः सर्वान् गन्धेन नाशय नदीं यन्त्वप्सरसः अपां तारमवश्वसम् गुल्गुलोपीलानलद्योक्षगन्धिः प्रमन्दने तत्परेताप्सरसः प्रतिबुद्धा अभूतन यत्राश्वत्थान्यग्रोधा महावृक्षाः शिखण्डिनः तत्परेताप्सरसः प्रतिबुद्धा अभूतन यत्र वः प्रेङ्का हरिता अर्जुन उत यत्राघाटाः कर्कर्यः संवदन्ति तत्परेताप्सरसः प्रतिबुद्धा अभूतन एयमग्नन्नोषधीनां वीरुधां वीर्यावते अजशृङ्गी अराटकी तीक्ष्णशृङ्गी व्युषतो आनृत्यतः शिखण्डिनो गन्धर्वाप्सरसापतेः भिनद्मिमुष्कावपि यामि शेवः भीमा इन्द्रस्य हेतयः शतमृष्टिरयस्मैः ताभिर्हविरदान् गन्धर्वान् अवकादान् वृषतो भीमा इन्द्रस्य हेतयः शतमृष्टिर्हिरण्यैः ताभिर्हविरदान् गन्धर्वान् अवकादान् वृषतो अवकादान् अविशोचान् अप्सुज्योतयमामकान् पिशाचान् सर्वानोषधे प्रमृणैः सहस्व च श्वेवैकः कपिरिवैकः कुमारः सर्वकेशकः प्रियोदृश इव भूत्वा गन्धर्वः स च ते स्त्रियः तया जाया इद्वो अप्सरसो गन्धर्वाः पतयो यूयम् अपधावताम् अर्त्या अपधावता अमर्त्या मर्त्यान्मास च ध्वम् Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. It's a very useful mantra for we sadhakas. Ki these Gandharva Apsarasarupi, all goodiness of worldly comforts, of course, is achieved through all our honest means, also are obstructions for our pursuit of reality. So we ourselves have invited them at one point of our immaturities. Now we have become mature that moksha is only in Bharata Prapti. So by our own choice, we are telling them, please, aap chale jao. It's a very sublime thought. स्पिरिचुअल सीकर्स के लिए मस्त मस्त है. जिसको मिला वो मिला, जिनको नहीं मिला ट्राई करो दोबारा. ओके, नाउ इन द नेक्स्ट साधना आवर्स, लास्ट but one, we will chant our dhyana purvaka mantrocharana. Yesterday we missed out it in our hurry-burriness of worried about the time, etc. Okay, today we'll chant our own Chandogya Upanishad Rishi Uddalaka Aruni mantra, who is there in the sixth chapter, who teaches Tattvamasi Mahavakya to his son disciple Shvetaketu. Okay, so Aruna is the grandfather, Aruni is the father, and Aruni's son is this Shvetaketu. The Aruni also has got another name, the Uddalaka. Therefore, he is called Uddalaka Aruni. ठीक है? He is the son of Aruna. Father is Uddalaka Aruni and son is the Shvetaketu. He has got many other disciples along with his son. Chandogya Upanishad, he is there famous in the sixth entire chapter. Sa esha anima etadatmyam idagam sarvam tat satyam sa atma tattvamasi Shvetaketo. 9 times he teaches about the Sarvadhisthana Brahma, and that is you. So in Bradaranyaka, the Yajnavalkya Rishi, the Uddalaka Aruni Rishi, Samvada of Brahma Vidya is exhaustively seen. In Mahabharata Adi Parva also, the Gurukula and Veda Vidya of the Uddalaka Aruni is talked about. In Puranas also, Vayu, Brahmanda, Vishnu, Adi Puranas, the Uddalaka Aruni topics come. In short, Tattvasi Mahavakya given by him, the one with 9 examples teaches Brahma Vidya, and that way made the Vedanta easy for all of us is this glorious Rishi Aruni. Chandogya Bradaranyaka Upanishads are the main ones. So Tattvamasi Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma, the Karya Karana Atita Brahma Vastu, and through Atma Jnana alone is moksha. These are the most sublime convictions Sri Uddalaka Aruni Rishi is kind enough to bring to our notice. Today we'll chant his mantra. Om Arunayecha Vidmahe. Aruni because Aruna Putra. Arunayecha Vidmahe. Then Tattvamasi Datrecha Dhimahi. Because of whom we got the Tattvamasi. Tannaha Uddalaka Arunihi Prachodayat is the mantra. Tannaha Uddalaka Aruni Maharshihi Prachodayat. Maharshi Shabda every day we'll add. Right? Om Parabrahma Paramatma Swarupa Uddalaka Aruni Maharshe Namaha. Dhyayami Avahayami Sthapayami Pujayami Chatra Chamara Nutta Gitadin Samarpayami Shakti Upachara Bhakti Upachara Rajopachara Devapachara Samarpayami Stotrena Japadina Mantradina Kirtanena Poshayami. Om Shri Uddalaka Aruni Maharshe Namaha Namaskaromi Tava Charanau Sharanagato Asmi Prarthayami. Mam Tattvamasi Mahavakya Upadesha Sadhana Dwara Brahmanubhutim Mama Pradehi Mama Atmanubhav Prati Prachodanam Kuru Mama Bhakyapyantara Samasta Ajnana Durguna Vigna Shatru Nirmulanam Kuru Tadacha Sanatan Dharmasya Vaidikainda Samskrutehi Abhi Samrakshana Bhivruddhim Vishwayaptim Kuruti Prarthayami. Om Arunaye Cha Vidmahe Tattvamasi Dhatre Cha Dhimahi Tannaha Uddalaka Aruni Maharshihi Prachodayat. Om Arunaye Cha Vidmahe Tattvamasi Dhatre Cha Dhimahi Tanna Uddalaka Aruni Maharshihi Prachodayat. Om Arunaye Cha Vidmahe Tattvamasi Dhatre Cha Dhimahi तन्न उद्दालक अरुणि महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आरुणये च विद्महे तत्त्वमसि धात्रे च धीमहि तन्न उद्दालक महर्षिः तन्न उद्दालक अरुणि महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आरुणये च विद्महे तत्त्वमसि धात्रे च धीमहि तन्न उद्दालक अरुणि महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आरुणये च विद्महे तत्त्वमसि धात्रे च धीमहि तन्न उद्दालक अरुणि महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आरुणये च विद्महे तत्त्वमसि धात्रे च धीमहि तन्नः उद्दालक अरुणि महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आरुणये च विद्महे तत्त्वमसि धात्रे च धीमहि तन्न उद्दालक अरुणि महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आरुणये च विद्महे तत्त्वमसि धात्रे च धीमहि तन्न उद्दालक अरुणि महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आरुणये च विद्महे तत्त्वमसि धात्रे च धीमहि तन्न उद्दालक अरुणि महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आरुणये च विद्महे तत्त्वमसि धात्रे च धीमहि तन्न उद्दालक अरुणि महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आरुणये च विद्महे तत्त्वमसि धात्रे च धीमहि तन्न उद्दालक अरुणि महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आरुणये च विद्महे तत्त्वमसि धात्रे च धीमहि तन्न उद्दालक अरुणि महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आरुणये च विद्महे तत्त्वमसि धात्रे च धीमहि तन्न उद्दालक अरुणि महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आरुणये च विद्महे तत्त्वमसि धात्रे च धीमहि तन्न उद्दालक अरुणि महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आरुणये च विद्महे तत्त्वमसि धात्रे च धीमहि तन्न उद्दालक अरुणि महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। उद्दालक अरुणि महर्षिः नमः। नमस्करोमि तव चरणौ शरणागतोऽस्मि। मम तत्त्वमसि मम वाक्योपदेश श्रवण मनन चिंतन निध्यासन द्वारा आत्मा अहम ब्रह्मास्मि अनुभवेन मुक्तिं प्रदेहीति प्रार्थयामि। सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक हिंदू संस्कृतेः अपि संरक्षणम् अभिवृद्धिं विश्वव्याप्तिं कुरु इति प्रार्थयामि। समस्त बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक। ओम उद्दालकरुणि महर्षे नमः। ओम उद्दालकरुणि महर्षे नमः। उद्दालकरुणि महर्षे नमः। ओम उद्दालकरुणि महर्षे नमः। उद्दालकरुणि महर्षे नमः। ओम उद्दालकरुणि महर्षे नमः। उद्दालकरुणि महर्षे नमः। उद्दालकरुणि महर्षे नमः। उद्दालकरुणि महर्षे नमः। ओम उद्दालकरुणि महर्षे नमः। ओम उद्दालकरुणि महर्षे नमः। ओम उद्दालक Aruni Maharshi Namaha. Uddalaka Aruni is the great saint of our Upanishad Chandogya. Along with him in this Upanishad, we'll see one after the list. More than 55 or 56 rishis are remembered. Most of them are in the Guru Shishya Parampara in the last few mantras. So the Narada Sanat Kumara pair is one, Uddalaka Aruni is another pair. Like that, important Guru Shishya pairs are there, 3 or 4, and then many other rishis also are there. It is their contribution that this Upanishad has come to us. We gratefully extend our salutations to them. Thank you. So the last topic, the common sense thought for the day. What I should share with you, you have everything known now. One interesting thing we will discuss today without any details. An exercise every one of us can do. I will also do. To begin with, it will be very vague. And when we do it repeatedly, it will have its beautiful consequences, outcome, result. What is it is? From the age of 3 or 4 years age till yesterday, whatever the life you have gone through, have a flashback or flashback. Just take a pen and paper, flashback, and do the exercise. In fact, you can bring out a great autobiography, giving great information to everybody how to destroy life. Anyway, mazak mein. So, take a pen and paper and make a big exercise. Huge means you can enjoy yourself in doing this for 1 month. Every day, half an hour, half an hour. Some ideas I am giving, maybe 5 to 10%, 90 you add it. First is go through or write down all the activities that have happened in your life so far. In the last, let us say your age is now 297 years. So in the last 294 years, All the events you write. That itself a good test for your memory. Okay. Then spiritually and Vyavahara wise also, you start analyzing them under various categories. A, B, C, D, वगैरह. There are plenty categories. One criteria I'll give you, remaining you think about. है ना? This is how it is. Among so many things that have happened, how many have happened because of God's grace? How many of them happened because of my personal purushartha? How many of them have happened because of the help by the world, because of the relations, etc.? How many of them were done out of my own ignorance or stupidity? How many of them have happened incidentally and accidentally? And how many of them happened because of prarabdha? Homework karo. You are not coming to any conclusion. Conclude mat karo, but just to go through it, it gives a very good exercise of what we have studied so far to analyze it and understand it. Then how each of the event that have happened gave experiences to us and remained as scars in our personality, spots in our personality, impressions, vasanas, etc. Another category, how many of those happenings from home we have learned, how many we have missed to learn, isn't it? If we had learned from those events and happenings and experiences, where would have been by now ourselves? Where would have been? All of them, you write. The childhood, the childish behaviors, the youthhood, the notorious behaviors, the middle age, the responsible behaviors, the elder age, wherein little worries, anxiety started for some reasons. जो भी हुआ unbiased way, account the entire biography, entire the things that have happened. आप लिखते जाओ एक मजेदार एक वो mind intellect becomes sharp also, then we will know that where the ragas formed, where the dveshas formed, where we were instigated by the kamanas and krodhas, how under their influence we have misbehaved and we got sometimes the immediate results, sometimes the later on results. ये इतना बड़ा एक्सरसाइज होगा. You can bring out a 3972 episode wala serial also out of your own life. And after all of them are given to us by the Lord or happened in our life for us to learn from them something. We are not here to carry the load of them. Anyway, past is dead and gone. It won't come in the present or future. But when we account it, all that spiritual knowledge you're gaining in the classes, you can just analyze it under the data of what happened in our life. Isn't it? Where are the places where we reacted and suffered, where we were responded, where we have used our positive emotions, our values, our maturities. ये सारा एक अकाउंट करोगे तो मस्त आइडिया रहता है कि what we are so far. Then whatever I am now, how I have built myself, knowingly or unknowingly, a picture will come to us. Under that picture knowledge, we can now plan for our future. This is what I want to be later. For that, this is how I have to be in the present. एक idea आता है आपको. बढ़िया सा exercise कर लेना. Including that, all your activities taken up, projects taken up, being a part of the project taken up by somebody. You may be in an organization, in an office, in a business, in the friend circle. कितने कितने किए होंगे. You might have gone to temples or pilgrim places or camps. How many things you have done? You may be part of NCC or NSS. जो भी थे, है ना? You may be Lions Club, Tigers Club. कहाँ कहाँ आपने किया हो? Whatever the incidents happened, you can note down the actual thing that is done and your participation in that and your attitudes and what results it gave and what imprints that are kept in our mind. And from them, what we have learned. From some things you can learn the skills. So from other things you can learn the data. From other one there was an inspiration. ऐसे क्या क्या चीज क्या क्या मेरे को सिखाया. In that exercise you will also know that whether I have learned or not. I will live only a life mechanically, isn't it? In that, the most important is God's grace, our effort, and our prarabdha, and the help or disturbance by the world. These four things when you study, फिर पता चलता है जिंदगी में, जिंदगी इन सब का मिलावट है, इन सब का मिलकर लाइफ होता है. With that data behind, then a comprehensive understanding of what the life has come, then we can be more cautious, more careful, well planned, and precision, precise, and better in our performances, commanding for ourselves better results in the future. So this is, in short, the common sense thought which can be developed for 5-6 days with so many subheadings. आप कर लो उसको. सडनली ये थॉट आया आज, ये कड़ा अपना पूरा लाइफ का जो हुआ उस सबको नोट करें. Your college days, your school days, initial days of marriage and later on, जो कोई भी इतने घटनाएं हुए हैं, just make the parade of all of them, watch them, and see what it has happened. That person, I only took initiative, and I only created a quarrel. With that, both have got dukkha, the bitter experience. Then it led to the, what do you call, disintegration between us, and how long it continued. So from that we should learn कि ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए था. So the Lord gives so many experiences for us to learn and also to experiment the learnings. Think about it. Thank you. Om 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 Purnamada. Shruti Matre Namaha Tatsat Brahmarvanastu. And in that, one recommendation request is, last 4-5 years whatever the classes you are attending, morning, afternoon, evening, उनका असर क्या हुआ, इसके लिए कुछ अलग किताब निकाल. The general life events का अलग लिख लो, but make another ledger for these things. Which texts you have studied, what essence you got. थोड़ा ये deeper exercise है, more fruitful. Other one also is fruitful. That is वीर्यवत्, this is वीर्यवत्तरम्. है ना, क्या सीखा मैंने इतने टेक्स्ट पढ़कर, सोच लो. Then we become responsible for the in the present for the better future. That's the idea. Thank you, Geeta.